to the field. From the ice to the turf, we'll break it down. Discussing every win and every loss in town. We'll talk about the Canucks and the Lions. We are your irrational fans. We are your irrational fans.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 80 of the Hughes Sports Podcast. I am your host, of course, Jake Hughes, alongside the old man. Old man, how the hell are you doing today?
You know the line. If I was any better, there'd be two of me, because it should be illegal to be this good.
Well, I think mostly when people talk about that, it's because like there's enough of you to be two of you.
Wow, did you just call me fat within the first minute of the show?
I believe it's been over a minute. We're on minute 2 now.
Dude.
Huh? You know what? If the shoe fits.
Should we talk about your stash?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's not beautiful.
I think it's beautiful.
No, it's a porn
so.
stash.
There's nothing wrong with that.
It's a
There's
good
nothing
stash.
wrong with that.
There's nothing wrong with it, he says.
Normally I'd say, usually it's like, what a great week of football or a great week in general.
We can't say that.
For sports. It was a weird week for sports. It was a
You know
weird
what
week.
It is. Mercury is in retrograde.
I don't care if your refrigerator's in Mercury grade or whatever the fuck you just said to me.
You can't even get it right. It was, your refrigerator is in retrograde. Oh, you're killing me. Killing me. What are you doing?
What do we want to start talking about? Do we want to talk about the Nathan Rourke news or just start in hockey?
Let's go hockey.
The thing you literally texted me about like an hour ago saying, let's discuss this.
Oh, that hockey. I was like, Canucks haven't done sweet bugger all. They won't even reply to my emails.
Yeah, they're probably all off on vacation. Yeah, except for the fact that like all the GMs and scouting staff are in Edmonton because it is the Gretzky Holinka Memorial Cup. And there's no one in the stats. Charlie just wrote in, love your podcast. Was I right? Bombers win versus BC. Didn't expect it a lopsided win. Cheers, old man.
Charlie, I need you to do me a favor, my friend. I am a man of my word. You need to private message us either on Facebook or on Twitter, the Twitter machine, and we're going to send you a link. And hopefully you can jump on tonight, and you get to do old man picks this week.
And if you are not able to, that is totally fine. Still message us and we can set up something for next week.
Yes, one of these weeks. Please. So either this week or whatever week works for you, Mr. Toucan and I. We're going to take a side. We're going to go away and let you pick my picks.
I'm not going to go anywhere. I'll still be here.
Well, put somebody has to be here to run the damn show.
Yeah, we'll put you in timeout, but I'll still be here. Do we want to talk? Yeah, you never answered. Did we want to talk about hockey first or football first? Quick hit of hockey news or...
Let's do hockey.
Let's do hockey first. Okay. Very quick update to a story that we have covered quite a few times regarding Dylan Dubé and Michael McLeod as they are officially heading to play in Russia in the KHL, the Continental Hockey League. That is the top league over in Russia, despite the fact that they are awaiting trial in connection with an alleged sexual assault, a group sexual assault, allegedly.
Group sexual assault is how they're calling it. That is correct.
Yes.
I know you and I kind of messaged back and forth about this when I read it this evening. Does it surprise me? All right, let me rephrase that question. Does it surprise you that they're playing in Russia?
No,
Not at all.
not one bit of shock came across my face when you messaged me this earlier today, because I did not see anything about it until then.
Yeah.
But Russia has a very bad reputation for just wanting to have brand name players, especially Americans or Canadians,
Oh yeah.
come over and play despite any allegations, anything that happens off the ice.
Yeah, they'll pretty much take anybody as long as they have the NHL label behind them.
Yep.
And Dubé, is he a McLeod? Are they huge stars? Dubé, I mean,
Their names.
they're names. They're definitely names that Russia can use to promote their game in Russia, because nobody else is watching it. I don't think you can, or can you?
I'm sure you can, but why would you? Why would you want to support a country like Russia?
Well, exactly. Now the question is, should these two players get a lifetime ban from the NHL?
I think they basically already have. They've been blackballed from the league, from my understanding.
Yeah, that's what we said about the Blackhawks. I mean, Blackhawks players are
No,
banned from the team.
I never once believed that they were ever gone, because it's an old boys club in
Yeah.
hockey management. Should they be blackballed? Yes. Clearly, other people disagree with us.
Oh, for 100%. Now, are the other three that are awaiting trial, let's say they go to trial, and let's say they're proven innocent, without a shadow of a doubt, they're innocent. I'm not saying they are, but let's just say they are proven innocent. They're welcome back in the league. Should these two be welcome back in the league?
Why wouldn't they be?
Because they went out to Russia. Now,
Andrei Kuzmenko played in Russia.
different times, though, wasn't it?
I believe it was just before the illegal occupation of the Ukraine.
Yeah, different times, I think. I'm pulling that out there.
I think it might have been the same time. I don't know. Like that was all around the COVID era, and my brain is like.
Honestly, it's one of those I don't remember, so I can't
because
really...
it's been more than 2 years since. So last year was Talkett's first full year as a coach.
Yeah.
The year before that was when Kuzmenko started the season. Did we trade Kuzmenko this year or last year? That's my confusion here.
Well, this year hasn't started yet.
Nope. I'm going to punch you. We traded him this past year. So no, it was 2022-23 is when he came over. He played in Russia before that in St. Petersburg.
So it was...
That was during the invasion.
It was February of 2022 that
he came over.
No. That's when Russia invaded Ukraine.
And he played 21-22 in St. Petersburg.
Oh, okay. So
it was after.
Yeah, did he leave because of it?
I don't believe so. I believe he was highly touted. Like everyone knew he wanted to come over. Like the NHL is the best league in the world. All of the stars want to play in the NHL.
This one this Dubé McLeod just caught me kind of off guard, I'll say. It was one of those, first off, you could just flee the country? Like, what says these guys are going to come back? Oh, I
believe the amount of money that they probably have put out on bail.
No, they released on their own recognizant. There's no... You're talking two different... they're released without bail.
They're released without bail?
Yeah. We don't have that kind of same system, I don't believe.
I don't know.
Somebody smarter than me would know.
It's not either one of us.
we're sports guys. We're not freaking law guys. Put it in the chat, people. Put it in the chat. Chat with us.
Again, I think I think, again, from my understanding, as long as you have valid business reasons to leave the country, as in it's like the only way for you to make money, which is the way it is for these guys,
Well, yeah, exactly.
but you have to be able to make appearances in court when you need to. So
Right.
what you could probably do that in today's day and age. You could probably do that virtually.
True enough. But now, didn't what's his name from the Canucks when he was
Jake
the
Virtanen.
yeah Jake there? Didn't he just like decide not to come back to his trial?
No, he had. Well, I don't believe he showed up, but he had his representation there still.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it was just one of those. When I read it, I was kind of like, that's just weird. Like,
And
I just
again, you
want
sent it
this
to me.
to like come to an end. It seems like it has dragged, though. And I know it's our court system. It's going to take a long time to get through the courts.
It's going to take years to get through the courts. So.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Again,
it's one
I'm
of
not.
those things.
I'm not shocked by it, but I am appalled by it. If that makes sense, like
Yeah,
the
that's a good
fact
way to
that
say it.
the fact that Russia did this doesn't surprise me. The fact that people think it's still okay to go play in Europe or
Yeah,
not in Europe, in Russia,
thank
and
you.
not
Yeah,
go play in Europe or anywhere else.
they could have gone lots of other places,
But lots of other places have standards and morals.
and that's the issue, right? I mean, Germany wouldn't take them. You guaranteed. Like nowhere
No,
in Europe would take them.
no, anyone part of the EU would not. I can almost guarantee would not take them.
No. So where are you going to play? Russia. It's the only
Russia, it's
place
the
you
only
can,
really is.
right?
But any parting thoughts about Dubé and McLeod
I just
going
wish it
to
would be
Russia?
over. It's such a dark stain on something you and I um probably is one of our most favorite tournaments of the year that we look forward to, besides the Stanley Cup, if the Canucks ever make it again. It's that one tournament where you and I are hyper focused on.
Yes.
Yeah. And it has this ugly dark stain on it. And it bugs me. So I want it just to get over with. And I don't mean that I want to bury it and I want to not talk about it. I just want it to get through the court system and justice handed out, whichever way that might fall.
Yeah, I agree. I wish we didn't have to talk about it but we do need to highlight it because it is important
It is.
to keep people in the loop.
Exactly.
Because again,
I don't disagree.
We don't want to just brush it under the rug and move on with our lives.
Exactly. If we did, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Exactly. But jumping into other news,
happier news,
happier news. We talked about it last week. Nathan Rourke worked out with the Falcons on the same day as our podcast last week, and it was announced, I believe, Friday.
Yeah, it was Friday.
That Nathan Rourke had signed with the Falcons for a 1-year, $975,000 deal if he's on the roster.
Is that what it is? If he makes so if he makes QB3, he'll get that.
Yeah,
if he's put on the practice roster, he's back down to the whatever that is.
Yeah, the practice roster rate. Yeah. No money guaranteed. Meaning he's got to go out there and prove it. However, Taryn Whack on X at Taryn Whack is
who the heck is Whack?
They work with the Atlanta Falcons. They are the what is their official title? I want to get it right for everyone. The Falcons beat writer. Falcons head coach Raheem Morris on signing CFL quarterback Nathan Rourke. Rourke was very high on our list and somebody we wanted to see. Spends most of his answer complimenting the Falcons' scouting department and how those folks are able to find unique players. A lot of media attention about this.
Yeah, of course.
Because, the third quarterback, Taylor Heineke, took a pay cut. Like they restructured his deal this year to take a pay cut. And now rumors of either cutting him or trading him because there is still value of having a third quarterback because of the new quarterback rules.
Right.
Rourke's playing time will depend on how much Morse wants to see him play against the Dolphins on Friday. Preseason week 1.
They say he's going to get a full quarter.
Which, hey, if he gets a full quarter and they're actually evaluating him and it's not political, Nathan Rourke will make the team. That I have that much confidence in Rourke's ability as a football player.
And it is. I mean, people are like, oh, you're just saying that because you're a homer and you're just a BC Lions fan and you don't know nothing.
Do people not remember the NFL preseason week? I believe it was week 2 when Rourke got in for not even a quarter. He got in for a single drive and was highlighted on TSN, ESPN, Sportsnet, every single sports page for his play, because how do you not blow that dead as a referee? But also, how do you get out of that as a player? Where he was surrounded, found a way around, and threw a beautiful ball for a catch for a touchdown.
Oh, but he's just like he's a one-shot pony. He's a one-trick pony. He doesn't have the skills to play in the NHL or the NFL. You have to have more than one trick. No, that's not true.
Look at if I say the greatest quarterback in the NFL ever, who's your first thought? If you say anyone other than Tom Brady, you're wrong. You're wrong.
I so wanted to just pick a name out of Wilson. Just because.
Wrong. But, dude, was Tom Brady a dynamic quarterback, or did he take the ball, was able to read a defense pre-snap, post-snap, and pick your team apart? He had one trick.
So
throw
he had
that
one
ball.
trick pony only. Oh, I guess all the experts that sit on Twitter and on Facebook are wrong.
Sorry, it's called X now. It's not Twitter.
X, formerly Twitter. Why do they say that? Why do people always say X, formerly Twitter? Why not just freaking call it Twitter then if you're going to call it X, formerly Twitter?
Because I think it's because people who are older will be like, what is this new X thing? I barely got used to Twitter.
It's like when Prince changed his name to the symbol thing.
Yeah, but how are you going to say that?
The artist
formerly known. Well, no. So he went Prince, the symbol, to the artist formerly known as Prince.
Because nobody knew what to call him with the symbol. This is like, there's the symbol.
Yeah. But I'll be looking forward to seeing how much playing time Nathan Rourke gets this preseason with the Falcons.
How can you not make a comment about my toucan when I do that?
Because I figured if I just ignore it, maybe it would go away.
It's been our mascot. I told you he's our mascot.
I refuse to believe he's our mascot.
You can't just willy-nilly say he's not our mascot when he's obvious.
You just willy-nilly make him our mascot.
He's right there. How could you not make him my mascot?
I think you've officially lost it.
Charlie, yes. Doug Flutie, the greatest quarterback in the NFL.
So CFL
he had
week
Flutie flakes.
So CFL week 9, was it bad football or was it just bad matchups?
Wow, Charlie, we both got ignored. Just nothing. Bad football or just bad matchups. Can I take C?
You can take C.
A combination of both.
I'm gonna go with option D. Injuries.
And yes, okay, yeah. I will go with that as well. But
easily
I'm a big believer in next man up, though.
Yep.
You got to build a team where you have that depth. If you don't have the depth if you don't have the depth at quarterback in the CFL, you ain't a winning team. Because you can almost guarantee your quarterback's going to go down during the season.
100%. But how do you pull a quarterback who's not telling you how injured he is?
See, and that's just a selfish ass player in my books.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. That's my biggest takeaway from the Lions Bombers game is that why wasn't he pulled going into the fourth?
Why wasn't he?
Because clearly,
period. Sometime
like
at some point, halftime.
obviously he was injured. Clearly he wasn't feeling the football game. And we need to, and I know we talked about it before with Dickinson and Jackson, Jarius Jackson, not wanting to pull their quarterbacks because they know that feeling.
Yes.
We need to, and as much as I hate the sounding of this, we need to start prioritizing results over people's feelings.
Well,
if you're in professional sports.
And do we need to start getting professional coaches in the CFL rather than ex-players?
Or
like,
just
I thought about this week, and I looked down at because I knew this was going to come up with the whole not pulling the quarterback because I'm a quarterback and I know how that feels. If you look down in the NFL, are a lot of and I don't know, and I'm asking this question honestly, are a lot of the coaches professional coaches, or are they players that turn coaches?
I believe, I want to say it's 75-25 professional coaches to former players.
Exactly.
A lot of the former players don't end up becoming head coaches, or if they do, it takes a little bit longer.
Yeah.
It's professional coaches or guys who played in college but never made it to the big leagues and transitioned into coaching, coach through college and up.
Exactly. And maybe they just have a better or more, obviously, they have more university teams down there, or college teams, where they can get the training as a coach, as a head coach, and then move up to the big leagues. Some of them never do because the big leagues, in a lot of their cases, is college football.
Yeah.
Right? And Charlie kind of nailed it here. Injuries matter, but all teams go through that.
100%.
He's nailed it 100%. And that's why I'm a big believer in next man up. And that comes down to a lot of times where a coach has to step in, whether that be the head coach or whether that be the offensive coordinator,
quarterback coach, whoever
that person is. They need to step in and say, we need to pull him. He's hurt.
Now, is there also a benefit, and I know this would be controversial. I shouldn't be controversial, but I know it will be. Do you have a professional doctor who's hired by the CFL, not by the teams, to pull people aside and do like exams on them? Like, the reason where I'm pulling this idea from is in amateur football, there is always an athletic trainer, an AT on the field. They're hired by the league most of the times. And at any point, they can come up to me as an official on the sideline and say, kill the play. I need to talk with this player.
And I mean, they do that to a certain degree with headshots.
But only headshots. And I don't know if it's a medical professional or it's just a spotter who has designated training.
You look at VA, do you medically pull him because he sucked? You couldn't tell he was hurt. Like, he wasn't limping. He wasn't grasping his ribs like he was in Calgary. Like, no. I watched that game closely until I turned it off.
But we also couldn't see on this, like we could in Calgary,
yes,
what was happening on the sidelines.
True enough.
Right? Like,
I think you're going down a road that I wouldn't want to go down. I think it comes down to the player. And no player is going to want to be pulled, no matter how hurt they are, because they're a freaking professional, and you just don't want to be pulled. It's like if I'm in sales, I'm in sales. I don't want somebody else to come and close my deal. That's my job.
Yeah.
But I think there comes a time where the player has to go, I need to sit. And if that doesn't happen, then the coach has to step in, whichever coach, and make that decision for that player.
And talking about Vernon Adams Jr., he is out for this week. We don't have an expected timeline.
Week to week, however, they're saying.
We got better news than expected, said Adams, who was wearing a brace on his knee Tuesday. It's not ligaments or anything. So I'm just ready to attack rehab and get better and stronger than ever. I need to stay locked in mentally and do what I can for Jake, Bryce, and the team. So now, Jake Dolegala is officially the starter for Sunday's game. the highlight of this is we played Thursday. We don't play again until Sunday. We basically have an extra week, almost a full week and a half to get Dolagala enough reps and get the receivers and running backs used to Dolagala.
Exactly. See, that's where I'm kind of confused, because if we're saying it was injury,
Yep.
and that's why he sucked, he didn't hurt his knee until fourth quarter.
Do we know that?
Again, if you watch that play, I was furious when I watched that play. I'm a Big Hill fan. I've been a Big Hill fan since he played in BC. But when he went down, you could definitely see him grab him by the legs and twist. It was done. That's how he hurt him.
The problem is that's how you need to tackle a quarterback like Vernon Adams.
Yeah.
Because if you just go like this, he's gonna high knee you, and he's gonna be able to break through.
Clip. I should have told you to get the clip. We should grab the clip for next week. I think should it have been a penalty? I don't know. Again, I'm being the irrational fan, I guess. I'm worried. I'm concerned how long Adams is going to be out, and is Delago, is that his name?
Dolagala.
Thank you. I knew I was saying you're wrong. Is he a starter in this league?
I think he is. I believe that this is the type of guy is you give him a chance. He's 27 years old. Last year when he was playing with the Riders, I believe he was playing with the Riders. Let me double check that.
No, he was back up here, wasn't he?
No, he was not. He was playing for the Saskatchewan Riders. He played 13 games, 216 completions on 333 attempts for 2,641 yards.
How many touchdowns, interception ratio?
11 touchdowns, 9 interceptions.
How many touchdowns?
11.
11 to 9. Okay.
So he's +2. Not great numbers.
No,
but again, he's still young.
Yeah, exactly. Let's give him a shot. We have that's all we got, right? Rourke's not coming back. Get that out of our heads. Rourke's there for another year.
Well,
let's see what goes on. I'm worried because Adams seems to be prone to injury. Right?
How old? He's got to be getting up there in age, though.
He's over 30 for sure, isn't he?
I would assume
Vernon Adams probably at 35, 36.
Oof. Try again.
How old?
31, same age as me.
Oh, but again, for a quarterback, is that old? I don't know.
I don't think so. I think it's hard to tell because, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, defenses have changed so much over the last few years in the CFL especially, that I don't think you can have a Damon Allen, a Dickinson, a Dave Dickinson, a quarterback that plays into their 40s because you're just getting hit too much.
Well, and that's the thing. And let's face it, Adams gets hit a lot. Like a lot. Yeah. So I'm worried about the next game. We're going up against the Elks, who are coming off a huge win. It's going to be a tough one. I'm glad I'm not picking them, and Charlie has to pick them.
Anything else before we take a quick break before we discuss this week that was?
Heal up Vernon. Heal up Vernon. Heal up Vernon. Heal up Vernon.
I honestly, as bad as it sounds, I'd much rather him take time to heal up properly.
Yeah.
Now than to rush himself to come back too early and not be able to play in the playoffs.
Yeah. I got more about the Lions game when we get into it. So
yeah. But right now we'll hear a quick message from the sponsor of the show, Rangeland RV.
Hi guys, Mitch here with Rangeland RV. You might remember me from such videos as Big Mitch P, the Rockwood 1970 ESP, and even Hot Deals. But I'm here today to talk about something else. Are you having trouble seeing yourself in a new trailer this year because of the high interest rates? Well, we've got a solution for you. We are back with our 2.99% financing on all of our 2023 travel trailers and fifth wheels. On now all the way till...
For a limited time only. Limited time only?
For a limited time only. So get on down here, take advantage of the massive savings, and get yourself inside your guys' dream RV this season. Happy camping.
Thank you so much to Rangeland RV. 2.99 still going on.
Still going on. I don't think it's going to last very long. As most people know, we in the Calgary area had a massive storm came through Monday night. Yeah, Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night.
Yeah, Monday night. So things have changed drastically at the dealership. With a lot of the dealership did get hit somewhat, so there is some damages to units here and there. So things will change. I'll be announcing a lot of stuff next week.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you so much to Rangeland RV. Let's jump into week 8, week 9.
We're
going into week. This is week 9. Next week is week 10. The Thursday night game, we had the BC Lions put up 0 points, not one, not a single point, not a rouge, not a safety, not a field goal, not a touchdown, not even a point after touchdown, versus the Bombers, who scored 25. Sorry?
I'm trying to figure out how you score a point after touchdown when you don't score a touchdown.
I'm sure there's a way to do it. It's the CFL.
It's a CFL. It's probably got it stuck in a rule somewhere. So, I said I had a lot more to say about this game. I don't have a lot more to say. Jake went blank. That means I'm running the show. Yes! This is going to get so good, folks. Oh, he's back. But he's muted.
Nope, we're good.
I honestly think what's happening in the CFL and what's happened in this Bombers game was an unhealthy Vernon Adams. We'll give him that. But I honestly think teams, we're halfway through the season. It's week 9. We only go to week 18. Teams have a lot of tape to study. They have figured out the BC Lions from the first 5 or 6 games, and have made those adjustments. And it's what happened in Calgary. And then now I think Calgary picked up the Bombers picked up where Calgary left off.
Yeah.
Or picked up what Calgary had done to us and shut us down.
Yeah, wholeheartedly.
Right? It sucks being a diehard Lions fan for 59 years. It sucks to watch a game like that. It's probably one of I could probably count on one hand how many times I turned a football game off that the Lions were part of. And that was one of them. Bombers defense definitely outplayed us. I don't want to talk about Lucky Whitehead because I was wearing my Lucky Whitehead jersey, and I think I'll burn it now.
Yeah, 102 yards to 430 yards.
Jesus Christ. What was it, 4 first downs we had?
Did we even have that many?
We had
first downs, 4. 4 first downs.
How do you get 4 first downs in football?
Well, to be fair, I think they went into 25 minutes before they got their first down. So they picked it up a little bit after that.
Just from top to bottom, I don't even know if the coaches like to grab film from this game, or do they just burn it and pretend it?
No, this is just a burn it. Oh, we didn't get the
hit a bye.
We're moving on.
That was a bye week.
Brutal.
So-
Just brutal.
Lions need to bounce back.
Yep. However, the one thing I do like is that the leagues or the teams are leveling out. There's not the haves and the have-nots. There is now a legitimate battle for the playoffs in
Yes.
the West.
And you know what? That's part of what I was saying there, where we're into week 9. And if you look now, we have such a short preseason. And it's when we first start the season, you don't have a lot of tape to look at on these teams.
Yeah.
So now by week 9, you have 8 weeks in most cases, sometimes 7, depends. Most teams only have had 1 bye so far. So you have 8 weeks or 8 games of tape that you can go back and check and say, what are they doing? Like, why are the Lions dominating the way they were in the West? And figure it out. You look at the East, same way, right? It's up for grabs again.
The crazy thing to me is that I don't know when the last time this was there's 3 teams above 500 in the East and 3 teams above 500 in the West. It's been a long time that the divisions have been actually equal. There hasn't been okay, who's going to cross over from the West into the East?
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've been like, I don't think there's even a possibility. I mean, there's a possibility, but it's highly unlikely that there's going to be a crossover this year.
And 9 weeks in, and we're saying that.
Yeah.
Right?
Which is great. Like, that's most of the time you'd have Hamilton and Ottawa near, like, over the last few years at the bottom with 2 wins or 1 win each.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think it's really good for the league.
Yeah, the only team really out of it is Edmonton, and they if they could string 2 or 3 wins together here.
Well,
watch
so
out.
the crazy thing is I don't think any team's out of it at this point.
No,
because Edmonton's only 2 points or 2 wins behind Winnipeg.
yeah,
Winnipeg's only 1 point out from Calgary, and that's for the 3rd place, which is the last place for the playoffs.
yeah.
That's still a competition, especially if Edmonton, like we talked about, Edmonton gets hot.
And let's talk about Trey.
Well, let's first off, let's go to
Okay.
Friday night's game. The Toronto Argonauts taking on the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Argos win by a score of 33-16. I'll be completely honest, I did not see a minute of this game. I have not watched any highlights this week, so I am completely out of the loop of what happened here.
It wasn't a good game. I'll be honest. I was trying to think of something good to say. Just like I was trying to think of something good to say about the Lions game. It wasn't a good game on either side. Same with this. Full marks for Argos. They pulled it off, and they move up the standings, I guess.
Yep,
Are
nipping
they
on the
first?
heels. Nope, they're in 3rd.
Are they really?
Montreal, Ottawa, Toronto, then Hamilton.
Ottawa. Wow.
Yeah, and
Insane,
Ottawa
eh?
has a game. So Ottawa's only played 7 games. Winnipeg's played 9. Everyone else has played 8.
Insane, eh?
So, like, and Ottawa has a chance to actually try to secure home fields.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
they could push up against Montreal for that. So,
Yeah.
anything else about that game? We're just moving on to the Saturday night game where the Edmonton Elks scored 42 points to beat the Riders in Saskatchewan by a score of 42-31. And God, that's got to feel good for Trey Ford and everyone, all the analysts, all the fans, everyone except for management who has been calling for this.
It's got to be one of those. Trey Ford said all the right things in the post game.
Yep.
Right. Gave credit to where everybody else and didn't focus on the fact that he wasn't put in the first 6 games. 7 games? Did they go 0-7?
Yeah, 0-7.
Yeah. And then comes out and takes on the second best team in the West, and has a performance that was an FU performance, I'll call it. It was one of those, watch me. You think I can't do this? I'm going to show you all were wrong.
It looked like he had a chip on his shoulder, and he went out and said, "I'm cashing this chip in," and flipped everyone off while doing it. That was the attitude he had.
He did everything. He threw the ball. He ran the ball. He freaking in the pocket, out of the pocket, scramble plays. He literally put on such a full, comprehensive clinic on how to play a game in the CFL. I was
for you to say.
Jumping up and down. I was so excited to watch it. Highest rated, highest watched game in the CFL this year, or this week, of course, being that it was because they finally put Trey Ford in.
And it was the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Let's not.
Yeah, and it was the Riders. It'll be interesting to see what happens in this next game against the Lions with Trey Ford.
Yeah.
If they,
I think the Riders have one of the better defenses. Don't get me wrong. I'm a huge homer, but I think the Riders' defense is better than the BC Lions' defense.
Yeah.
Right? Like the Riders are able to shut down teams more effectively than the Lions' offense or defense is.
I'd like to see that stat, and I don't have it handy, and I know if I try to get it, my stream will go all wonky on me, so I'm not gonna try. But I bet you they're up there in the top of the league or close to it with least yards allowed. Or yards allowed, I guess it's called. Jake is looking. As Jake looks, I'm going to remind Charlie, get your picks ready. We're going to be asking for him in a short little bit. So get your picks ready, Charlie.
So I lied, and I'm actually surprised about this.
You lied, or you just were incorrect?
I was incorrect.
Okay.
My feelings were incorrect. BC has allowed 2,883 net offense. Saskatchewan has allowed 2,941.
Oh, pretty close.
So pretty close.
Are they 1 and 2 in the league, or
no? Montreal is at the top of that, with Winnipeg there right after them.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, Saskatchewan's like BC's right in the middle. Saskatchewan's near the bottom.
Nice. So yeah, it was a fun game to watch. I enjoyed it. It definitely lived up to all the hype.
Yes, definitely did. And then we have probably the most confusing game I have watched in years. The Toronto Argonauts go into Calgary and lose by a score of 23-27.
Why do you call it confusing?
Did you watch this game?
I did, and unfortunately, I had to leave. I had another appointment. I think it was going into the fourth. Maybe it was part way through the third.
Oh, okay. So when you saw the score,
the Stamps were losing
by 23-6.
Yes.
Yeah. And Toronto just had and I wish there was an explanation of I wish Calgary just kind of clicked. It really felt like Toronto just kind of threw that game away.
It was. I watched the highlights afterwards, and I was just like, "What the beep?" I mean, they didn't change quarterbacks.
Nope.
Jake Mayer stayed in the whole time, did he not?
Yep.
Just
the only thing I can think of is and I commented on while watching the game, is that Calgary was hitting the quarterback a lot. There was a lot of sacks once we got into that fourth quarter.
Oh, okay.
They finished the game with 6 sacks in that game.
What was the turnovers?
Turnovers were tied, I believe.
He's looking, folks. He's looking.
Penalties.
He's looking, and he keeps continue to look.
Tied at 2 each.
I'll see. So they were underneath the Hughes rule. So,
I'd love to watch back the game and watch it without the announcers
and
from
dissect it.
from a high end angle and just dissect that fourth quarter.
Yeah. See
Because
what really happened.
Because there had to have been something that either Calgary picked up on, or is it a case of the Argos had a 18-point lead? No. A 17-point lead and thought that was big enough to coast to the victory.
And they took the foot off the gas, right? How many times have we seen that happen?
And usually it's with bigger leads, though, right?
Yes.
So when a team comes storming back and score 2 touchdowns, it's not the end of the world.
It's bizarre. It was a bizarro game, but I kind of liked it. I kind of liked it because I took the stamps.
I know I was going through your predictions from last week, and I was like, "You actually predicted this one?"
when they were losing, I was like, for fudge sakes, I'm going to be 2-2.
Well, to be fair, you were already 2-2. Well, the best you could do was 2-2.
No.
The Riders didn't win.
Oh, did I pick the Riders?
You picked the Riders, BC. They both lost, and the Argos and Stamps won. I write them out as you're doing them to make sure I don't make any mistakes.
I think you're making mistakes.
You can check your CFL pick 'em all you want. I'm telling you what was recorded on the show. You picked
Jake knows BC, exactly what I'm doing.
You picked BC, Argos, Riders, and Stamps.
I was wrong there, right there, wrong there, right there. Wow, I was 2 for 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could have gone. Oh, I would have been 3 for. I would have been only 1. Right?
Yeah. So it's a really good thing the Snaps came back because I would have bugged you hard about that week.
Yeah.
But you know what it's time for now that we're talking about it?
It's Charlie's time.
Normally I'd play the song, but I don't think
we can play the song.
We'll still play the song.
It's time for the old man predictions. How well did he do? Do-do-da, do-dee-do.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for everyone's favorite segment, Charlie Predicts. Because the old man lost a bet. Do-dee-da, do-dee-do.
So, Charlie, as we're talking here, just put it, because I know there's a bit of a delay between our stream and when you see it. So just type in your picks. Let us know who you're picking so we can just kind of go through each one.
Yes. So in Thursday night, or one of the last Thursday nighters? No, there's another month of Thursday nighters. Never mind. Ignore me. Thursday night, we have the Riders taking on the Ottawa Red Blacks. Who does Charlie? We have Saskatchewan Roughriders taking on the Ottawa Red Blacks.
Well,
who do we have Charlie taken?
Well, I'm Charlie. Who are you taking? I can tell you who I've taken, but my picks don't count this week. But I still have to make my picks in my official.
He's saying in the chat, you got this week's old man.
No, how you got this week's old man? He didn't say you got this week's.
Oh, I missed a word. Reading is complicated.
So, Charlie, do you got the Riders or do you got the Red Blacks? The old man, he picks the Red Blacks. Charlie does. So does the old man. I agree with you, Charlie. Charlie, you're right. Now, how about the Stamps and the Argos? Now, it's interesting when I look at the Red Blacks versus the Riders, according to Peckham, and it's 47 for the Red Blacks, 53 for the Riders.
I don't blame you, because all of these games, except for, well, the first half of this week, very tight matchups record-wise. You got the 5-3 Riders and the 5-2 Red Blacks, and then you've got Calgary and Toronto both at 4-4.
Yeah. And you look at the picks on Pick'em, 74% for the Argos.
I don't blame them. Calgary won a game, and the wild inconsistency of Jake Mayer, I think I think we gotta take that into account. So Charlie, who is your pick?
And let's face it, in the Toronto game, Argos beat the Stamps, he says. The Stamps got lucky to win that last game. Oh, this is back-to-back, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. I didn't realize that. And then we have, who do we have next, Jake?
We have, oh no, who's your pick?
My pick's the Argos as well, sorry.
We have, on Saturday, we have the 2-6 Hamilton Tiger Cats taking on the 7-1 Montreal Alouettes.
This one should be easy. Come, don't even disappoint me, Charlie. You'll
Hey,
never
look,
get to pick again.
We've seen crazier things with Bo Levi coming out and putting on a game.
Bo Levi
it
is
appears
going down, the 4 down.
It appears that the Ticats receivers have started to figure things out with him. And based off of the old man's reaction, I'm just going to say we have the Ticats being picked.
Charlie, you're making me lose here, buddy. Why you got to be like that? Just for the record, I'm picking Montreal in my picks.
And then we have the Sunday night game. The Vernon Adamless, Jake Dolagala starting, BC Lions taking on Trey Ford's Edmonton Elks.
And Charlie has the Lions winning.
And he's been saying that throughout the show. He does believe that the Lions will lick their wounds and beat.
I keep going back and forth on this one, to be honest. I think it's going to be a 3-point game. I can't go against my Lions.
I'd be shocked if you did, if I was completely honest.
I did have the Elks originally when I looked down.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence.
See, Jake Dolagala to me is that
playing.
Dolagala.
Huh?
Dolagala.
Dolagala.
Yeah.
What did that?
I'm pretty sure you said Dollarama or something along those lines.
See if you're paying attention.
I have a lot of faith in Dolagala. I think.
Do you?
I think he got the short end of the stick in Saskatchewan. I mean, turns out it worked just fine for them. They found Shea Patterson, who's ready to make a breakout. But I think Dolagala is going to be able to step in and take that next man mentality to a point where it'll be his job to lose if Vernon Adams is out for more than 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right? If he's out, if Vernon Adams is out for more than 2 weeks, I think it's Dolagala's ball until he fumbles it, pun intended.
So that's our picks.
So
what did Charlie do to me here?
Week 9, the old man predicts, and by old man I mean Charlie predicts the Red Blacks, the Argos, the Ticats, and the Lions. Now, if you're looking at the bottom of the screen, if you're watching the video format, you might see everything in brackets. Brackets is what the old man wanted to pick. However, Charlie's in charge here, so I just wanted to see where the differences were. So
there's only the one difference. He's taken the long shot. So
if Charlie goes 3-1, you can be really mad because you should have gone 4-0.
Well,
however,
no, my Charlie's picks count this week.
No, that's what I'm saying. But it's for my own personal records. I'm doing this.
Oh, I see. Because we could go if he goes 3-1 and the one is the Montreal. I could have had a perfect week. Way to go, Charlie. Yes, we do need to get together and have a beer one night. And you're buying.
But if Charlie goes 4-0, I think you are buying.
Okay.
Yeah, see? But unless you have something else to talk about, old man, I've seen no breaking news come through since we've been live.
No.
Which is good. It's a good thing. No breaking news. That means we are at the end of the show. We appreciate you guys hanging out, chatting with us. If you're watching this live right now, hit that like button, subscribe, share it to all your friends. Tell them about it. If you're listening to this pre-recorded, you can catch us here live every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Pacific time. You can do the math for your own time zone because I don't know where you live, and if I knew that, I'd be kind of creepy.
Well, you are kind of creepy with that mustache.
Well, I mean, some people call it creepy. Some people call it magical. I'll let you decide who's right. But you beautiful people, have yourself a wonderful night. You can check us out on social media at HSP_pod. You can find me on X at JEH Streams. The old man is old man at old man HSP.